Well, hello again. In this segment, that which I am going to call segment number 3 of the Alpha and the Omega, I'm just going to give it a quick plug. Angels on the Ark, a revolutionary new book written by Michael Fazio, proving the existence of God by utilizing the Bible and the $1 bill that has been a form of code passed down through the ages. And proof of this is that the entire green side of the $1 bill is an exact, perfect, 2-scale replica of the Ark of the Covenant given unto the wandering Hebrews during the time of Exodus to Moses from the Lord God. As hard as that might be to believe, it's the truth and it's provable. In fact, the angels or cherubs that appear and are spoken about in the book of Exodus, chapter 25, verse 19, are these angels right here that are highlighted in a little bit of reddish purple. These are the 2 angels that appear on either side of the mercy seat being the central portion of the $1 bill, with the words, "In God we trust one," aka one God, aka the energy of God that's set inside the mercy seat that guided the wandering Hebrews through the desert via a pillar of smoke or cloud during the day and a pillar of fire at night. This is in fact provable, and if you read my book, there will be no doubt that it is provable. Now, the first thing that we're going to discuss is the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 20. These 7 spirits that are spoken about in the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 20, that you see before your eyes, were the 7 churches, or the 7 candlesticks, the 7 providences of Asia. But in fact, in today's reality, those 7 angels that John spoke about through the power of a revelation from the Lord God, in today's world, those 7 angels represent the $1 bill, which represents the Alpha and the Omega of God, because George Washington was the first president to appear on the $1 bill, and he will be the last president to appear on the $1 bill. But more importantly, George Washington's presence, aka the Alpha and the Omega, will be the last symbol of the United States currency existing in this world, because when people do get rid of the $1, the United States currency, the one thing that everybody is going to keep is George Washington. He is the Alpha and the Omega. To prove that, I will just go through one picture that the Lord God, aka the code or the codex that is written into the Bible and the $1 bill, is described thusly as the Omega symbol. And only approximately 2 in 20 people or less will ever see the Omega symbol. But this is what it means. The Alpha, I am the Alpha, I am the first. The Lord God is the Alpha and the Omega. I am the first president. I am the Omega, the last president. I am the first president to appear. I will be the last president taken off the earth in the form of the United States monetary currency. Moving back to the 7 spirits, what we have here is the $1 bill, first spirit, $2 bill, although it doesn't exist so much in today's world. When I grew up, it was a common occurrence. $5 bill, $10 bill, $20 bill, $50 bill, $100 bill, and there you have the 7 spirits of the Lord God spoken about in the book of Revelation, chapter 1, verse 20. Now, moving into the aspect, or once again back to the aspect of the Alpha and the Omega being the possibility of George Washington being the Alpha and the Omega, if you notice in chapter 1, verse 8, it says, "I am the Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the ending. I am the Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the ending, which is, because George Washington is, which was, because eventually they will take this currency off the market and he will be removed from society, just as Christ, or the Lord God, has been removed from society when this occurs, because the two are one and the same, which was, aka when they removed the $1 bill from society, and which is to come. Now this is a little bit tricky, because when he speaks about which is to come, he is talking about it, aka God, is talking about he was before time, he is at present, and he will come again in the future. Well, if he is represented as always existing, aka the Alpha and the Omega, and then eventually he will be the ending, but which is to come, he must be present somewhere in between, and he was. He was present as the entity that guided the wandering Hebrews through the desert. He was present as a separate entity, that which he called or changed his name unto Christ, because Christ and the Lord God have always been attributed to being one and the same. And which is to come could mean the end of the book of Revelations per se, or that he came to send the word of the Lord through a book or a scroll, which he always said he would do, especially in Deuteronomy verses 1 through 8, and where the Lord God is going to come back and spread his word as the rain or fine dew or mist that will give life unto the tender herb throughout all the world. In other words, spread his word throughout the entire world, aka utilizing the two methodologies that which would not seem to go together, but at this point, due to the fact that I have been able to correlate the two, they do, aka the $1 bill and the Bible, as a team to form a book or a scroll and a codex that existed in its entirety before the building of the Great Pyramid, which is provable, but it has to be so because all of the history of the United States of America is written into the Bible, and the Bible was written from times before the Great Pyramid of Giza. Therefore, something had to be able to accomplish this task, and what we perceive to be God is only an insignificant percentage of what God actually is in reality. Moving on past that, let us move to the angels on the ark, aka the angels that tow the Ark of the Covenant through the heavens being the white space around the perimeter or parameter. They tow the Ark of the Covenant through the heavens like a scow barge being towed by a tugboat in New York Harbor. It goes in one direction or it'll go back to get filled up again. But either way, the angels are towing by flapping their wings sideways, towing the Ark of the Covenant either this way, which is the way the angel's wing is facing, the angel's wings like a jellyfish is facing going this way, or this way, where the angel's wings like a jellyfish are going in the opposite direction. I'm not real good at this jellyfish thing, so you got to forgive me. But either way, this is the angel going in the other direction. This is the seed pod, that which I call the God pod. This is the seed pod, that which I call the evil seed of death. The God pod has nothing but life-giving forces and energy-bringing entities into this world. The evil seed of death cancels out the God pod like the yin and the yang of the universe, in that nothing of any life-giving sustenance exists within the evil seed of death. And this ends segment number 3 of the Alpha and the Omega, and that which I hope that you enjoyed as much as I do, because I enjoy this, bringing you this information and news. Have a nice day. Michael Fazio signing off.